Anyway, so for this Sunday, again, we've got a lot of data Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all coming in pre-market. A little bit at 10:30, so this is going to be a good week, I think, for you guys to make a little bit of money. But I think one of the most important things, well, always the most important thing is, what are we saying here? And I want to look at the weekly on our ETFs first. That way we can kind of get a wider view of where we should be targeting, right, down below, and what we need to be recovering directly up above, drawing those lines in the sand, establishing where we could potentially reverse. As we've talked about the 590 reversal on SPY, or not even reversal, but more or less setting a trend in place. But with that being said, Wednesday's candle close on SPY was directly at the floor, so looking a little bit indecisive, I suppose, if you want to put it that way. Hold on a second. There we go. So that being said, last Friday, we did not really have any sort of significant candle close on the 4-hour. However, we did try and go and attempt to go and recover this floor at the end of the day. So Friday, or this upcoming week, you're going to be looking at levels like 580 in order to execute a punchback into this small pocket of empty space directly up above you. Upon a refusal, though, right, and that's where you have to go down into this lower time frame and establish where it is that price is supporting, and that's right around 574. I think even below the 572.82 wick, that's going to drive you down lower. So these are going to be important levels, but I think if you're market or trading this or monitoring this on the 15-minute time frame, utilizing some of these lower time frame boxes and a little bit of empty space, you should be good, right? So obviously you've got to go up to that 578 or punch through this little wall. We've got a nice little pocket of empty space. And that could signify enough price action to get you up and out. And again, we've been talking all week or last week about bear market rallies and when they occur. Usually when the whole sentiment is down, we can start looking up. So that's SPY. But 24-hour, or at least on the weekly, 24-hour candle close, I do want to kind of draw a line in the sand on this one as well. That's 580.55. That's what needs to have a 24-hour candle close, and you can start targeting a little bit of this thickness. Otherwise, it's lower time frame analysis that you can use to nail when this breaks down and where. That being said, utilizing the Potter box system, of course. 24-hour time frame, weekly time frame first. So last week we definitely broke down underneath our first green candle over here to our left, while also, right, falling underneath what I would consider to be a really, really bearish level, and that's 498, okay, slightly below 500. And so any sort of rebound, which we did manage to hold this, any sort of rebound would likely occur if we're able to send price action above that level. Right now, on the 24-hour time frame, you can hug that tight to 498.17. That's the first green candle over here to your left, and one can safely assume that on a lower time frame there is definitely structure here, but on the 24-hour, you're looking at something that looks like that. So 503.80. That's and again, all retest potential. But like SPY, you have to utilize lower time frame analysis in order to kind of establish if and when this goes down. But remember, nice chunks of empty space were left up here, and so you can utilize that empty space, right? Did you guys hear my kids in the background by chance? What's your problem with Jay Diamond? Once alive, somebody is always asking me about this shit. I have zero issues, or didn't have an issue with that guy until somebody said that he was saying some shit about me. And so now he's an old baggy raisin that I could care less about. I just don't care. And I again, don't like culty bullshit, customer service, where you're calling yourself J Diamond Nation. The fuck out of here, dude. Your mom didn't, my mom didn't even love me that much, dude. That's crazy. Anyway, does that answer your question? not sure. So anyway, that's the cues. 596.50 would be your day trading target outside of that 593 box. I don't know about that, Clarence. Anyway, so I again, I really care. I don't care whether that guy likes me or doesn't like me. It's I'm making money here, doing what I do. So all right. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it any further. Qs. And lastly, IWM. Now, I like this one the most just because of, yeah, on the weekly, you're leaving behind nice chunks of empty space directly up above you. That's delicious. That's exactly what we want. On a lower time frame, on the 24-hour time frame, we're really not structurally sound in the way that we usually like to be. We have a 209.75 top, but it's a little bit inconclusive as to where the floor is. So the 4-hour, right? The 4-hour clears things up enough for me to be able to establish that this is the box up above. I know that there's gap fill 208.27, so that would have to break and a move over definitively that 209.69. We're looking at targets at 211 and 212, and I like that setup to go and eat the majority of this empty space up. So, and that's of course if we don't head down further. But I liked the aggressive pop-up last week and hold of that floor. So there could be some tension to the upside. And again, I want to just take a minute for anybody here who is new. Where can I watch your whole streams? On my TikTok. So I have no idea. I don't know. I personally don't know. Again, I'm not going to talk about it any further, but I'm not really here to be friends with anybody here. I don't watch Jay Diamond, so if he watches me and has cool things to say, awesome. But I just don't. That want or need for a relationship there is not there with me. So, hold on one second. When do futures open? Futures should be open. We can go and look at that. Oh, whoop. Got me. Ooh, so you left a gap already. Look at that nice gap in price. Good bounce right there off of 578.50. I could trade futures. So that's where you go south and you would go back down to your floor. Or you could, this is a good setup to whiplash. I can already see a channel here. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, if I was a futures trader, man, sucks futures traders have to deal with their fucking contracts. So look at that. I mean, it's so simple. Yeah, not really. Little gap down there. So futures are all good. Cool. All right. So anyway, oops, why? See, yeah. So you can already see that cost basis really did yank you back down, but we did leave a little bit of a gap there. I wonder if that will get filled before tomorrow morning. All right. So, Hunter, are you aware that put brother strategy quoting and copying your lies on here? I am aware of somebody named the Put Brothers, yes, and using my strategy. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's fine. He's doing his thing. All right. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen. If you guys have anything you would like for me to take a look at, let's hopefully find you guys some setups that you can utilize this week so that you can make yourself lots of money. Hopefully you focus on those. You don't overanalyze them. Come to a simple conclusion whenever you do take your trade and use the top of boxes in order to utilize those as stop losses. So I talked about this last week. This is something people are really struggling with. Where do I set my stop losses? Really simple, on the top of structure, wherever I can find it. If that means that on the 15-minute, which the 15-minute plays into a higher time frame setup, then I'm going to set my stop losses typically on the top of boxes. So if you're trading anywhere, if you're trading south, draw the motherfucking box. There's your box, right? There's a stop loss potential on a candle close, or you're using cost basis, one of the two. You're using structure for stop losses and entries, and if you do it correctly, you'll avoid a lot of losses. So, all right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn my attention to the channel. So please drop your requests. Solarbank. Okay, 24-hour time frame. In order to tell there's some liquidity issues here. On the weekly, it's a hot, steaming garbage can filled with sewage. Not really seeing anything other than probably at some point a return to base, which is going to be down here right around that 250. You've got the floor that you bounced off of here, and then really inconclusive structure on the 24-hour time frame. So let's draw a box. I guess here's the thing. There is a channel here to the downside. Factor that in, but you really don't have, and this is, maybe where I do fall short, but when I have a lack of structure, right, it leads me to have a lack of analysis, and therefore I just don't sweat this shit. But I would like to see $4 broken, and then you would have to go and break over 433, reclaim the floor at $5, punch through. I'm not really sure what your intentions here are, but Potter, are you usually using that overhead supply or Potter boxes on the 5-minute or 15-minute? I don't overhead supply. I don't know what that means, dude. But I do use the boxes. It's just a box above, a box below. I trade in between them. So if you have a channel downtrend, don't leave it alone until it breaks the channel. I mean, no, you can still play it. You can play bounces and downtrends. They're really profitable, especially if you fall fast. So I don't rely on channels as much as I think some people think I do. I'm not hyper fixated on channels. I look for the confluences, and yes, the ones and the twos and the 1, 2, 3. So when something breaks that third, like, I'm still going to use my boxes. That just maybe, puts the icing on the cake, or maybe just the cherry on top. And so, thinking long term. If you're thinking long term with some, the way that I buy equity is always using structure, and that's where this thing lacks it on a higher time frame. So, that's a little bit tougher. All right, CMCSA. Fucking knew it. I stopped looking at it there for a second after it fucking popped out, touch the floor, and as always, this is a great example of just empty space getting filled up. However, on the weekly, right, I think this thing's going to paint possibly a pretty cool picture, right? Wonder if people watch more TV in a bad economy. I don't know if that's worth looking into, but 3843 weekly level. But this floor over here is important. And it does seem that just closing up against it like you did, there is actually some, I think, a good probability of you actually moving to the upside further. And that's a shit channel. We're going to get rid of that. I'm like, I can only listen to that Not Like Us song like once now. It's too much. Oh, okay. So there was a channel here long ago. Maybe you could say that you recovered it. I think it is, yeah, I don't think it's really a bad idea. So now that you can basically call this floor somewhat reclaimed, I would go ahead and place targets on the weekly 3841. And then finally, I think $40 gets inevitably retested. Now, on the 24-hour time frame, that should be representative of a bounce, right? Not really a box, but we're going to give it that 50% regardless because it still has a floor. That floor is 39. And then what are you moving through now, right? And this is going to be the most important because it's what's in the most recent price action. So right now you're trying to anchor onto that floor 37.35, and if you break down underneath it, you could actually see half of that empty space filled up to 37, and that would be bouncing right off of that wick. So maybe look for that bounce or build. But otherwise, a candle close over 37.90, $38. I would be, it doesn't look bad for long term. That's a good long term setup for whoever was talking that pressure. That Comcast could be a good long term, and with equity, right? It's a lot easier to manage. You know, it comes back down, it bounces. You know, it's not bad. Um, is there a gap on SPY around 500? I believe so, but my charts don't show gaps the same way everybody else's does. Ooh, my eyes dry, dry eyes. Dave Phillips, what are you tagging me for? What's up, man? All right, keep dropping the requests, guys. I'm trying to catch them as much as I can. Noon PM. Philip Morris down. Oh, sorry, I think that. Okay, so I was gonna try to place a channel on something like this, but honestly, I don't. I actually see a great deal of potential. Um, Yeah, I mean that's a decent start. Looks like you're candle to candle, so this like top of that weekly candle close, you're just sitting right on top of it. Nothing really but empty space underneath you all the way to 133. My first instincts is usually just split that space in half, and that's going to give you right around 144.50. So that could be target one. However, you do have structure underneath you, so this is actually a good opportunity for you guys to flip your charts upside down because playing to the downside can be kind of confusing for a lot of new people. Um, so let's map this out. So first of all, you are operating inside of a channel and bouncing off of structure directly up above you. So establishing where this thing would reverse, which is 152.50, and where it needs to break down. So I could still see maybe a little bit of movement into that 149.77, but because of the way that you laid down really rapidly like this, you would have to set up some sort of box above you, like so. And so if you punched over, you would just be trying to establish, right, your setup as a channel. But that big rip up, if it was able to do so, would just be just as easy to reverse. So anyway, that being said, if you can disregard or break down below this channel, which is perfectly possible, you would want to definitely have a stop loss centralized around 151. You would want a break of 149.71. And then I would just be, because it's clear on the 4 hour, would just be playing box to box. I know you usually trade, but I think this is possible 3 times in 2 years to it. So you're looking at like Tilray. Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying. All right. Ooh, what's your name? That guy's name Garrett? Oh, what's up, Garrett? Yellow Garrett. Dude, I gotta start collecting Garretts. I'm also a Garrett. By chance, do your parents? Never mind. I was gonna tell a really dark joke. We're gonna pull that back. All right. So Boeing. Okay. Right here, I can tell you right now that there is money to be made on Boeing. Right. The way you're falling is that of something. So let me give you an example. Fast, nasty breakdown, sideways action, beautifully compressed. You pop up, you hit, fill the fucking empty space, and then you go about your way. So even in a bad market, right? When you can find that, right? Fuck all the other stuff that you've broken down from. But there's a good chance that you could retest both of these. These would be great targets. And I can see the possibility of even maybe moving down further, but it seems like you pulled yourself up in a reasonable enough manner that there's, let's see here. You might, so this could be the only tricky thing I see here, and I believe wholeheartedly you're going to go hit 157. But you did build a box here on the 15-minute at the end of the day. So when I look at that, I think, okay, well, the best case scenario is actually maybe with the markets, you gap down, right? And then we punch that back. And that would be the best case scenario, right? And that would get you up to that higher time frame floor. And then that's where you're looking to try to close that candle up there. But this is something worth setting alerts on. I'll do the same. AMD. So this one should be pretty simple. Over the top, right? You're gonna want to have a stop loss, 2 hour candle close, 102.24. Hourly time frame, 102.24. 15-minute time frame. You could definitely probably use something on a lower time frame, like perhaps 101. Or if you can punch through this small box right here, you could use 101.40. But you're looking for that same 102.24 to break out, to get out of that small area of consolidation, go up to 103.75, maybe leave runners into 105. This will be on YouTube, yes. MDB, I'm trying to go as quick as I can without compromising analysis. So if you're on here and I'm not charting your ticker, just watch. Especially if you're new, you've never watched me before, just pay attention. Write down the things that I'm saying that make no fucking sense to you, because I'll take time to answer those questions, regardless if you pay me money or not. After the wedding, I'm going to hold another Q&A. I'd like to do that again. I think that helped a lot of people. All right. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. You're in a rough spot here because I see the 172.50. Dope hoodie. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So anyway, yeah, you're in a rough spot, right? Because I still see a target of 172.25 below you, and you don't really show any signs of stopping. The only thing that I pulled out, and that channel's really ass. I mean, I don't fuck with it at all. So that basically that 203.60, that's where maybe you can go up and start managing some retest up here. But otherwise, you get down a bit further. So last Q&A helped a lot, to be honest, Chef. Good shit for real. Hell yeah, man. I heard Potter is serving Zins and Neurogum. Dude, speaking of, I just went to the gas station, and every time I go in there, they can hardly hear me behind that damn glass. So I end up like being like, can I get like a whole roll? And they'll just hand me three, and there's a big ass line behind me. So I'll just be like, all right, never mind. This time there's the new person there. Fucking stacked up, dude. I know. It's not healthy. It's bad. I should be ashamed of myself. But it's better than smoking cigarettes. So. Stacked up, dog. Oh, hold on. I missed it. That 9 milligram Velo Wizard stuff. Shit. I double decked one of these the other night on accident. All right. So let us continue. And I am going to point out when I see a good setup. So if you drop something on here and I'm roasting it, maybe bring up a good argument. I love to argue. It's a bad flaw that I have, but I like a good argument. So challenge me. IBM. All right, let's ride. IBM. Ooh, you could be in luck right here, my friend. You are going up for that 1, 2, 3. You ripped up pretty strongly. Now we gotta call it like we see it. This one is still operating inside of its own range. So I'm gonna utilize this. I want to see a candle over 263, right? And I want to see it hang on to 259.37. If that's lost, then naturally we could be anticipating some sort of retest of 255, and that would make sense. But I mean, this has a, I mean, I don't really need to draw a channel here, but I mean, it's you just have to find your entry, which I mean, shit, that's clean enough right here. Go to the hourly and look at this top of that structure right there. If I was already in, maybe from here, this right here, 259.38, that'd be my trail. So, all right, SMTC, AVGO post. All right, I'm trying to get to it. Okay, hey, I like that. Hold on. Okay, so I looking at this, I don't know when I drew that analysis. I can't agree that this is a weekly box. On the 24-hour, however, it has to go. We have to look at the structure closest to us, and that looks like it's here, right? Here and here. And that looks like we bounced right off of cost basis. And so I'm looking over to my left, and you've reclaimed. So the next and most feasible target is for you to, of course, go up and retest $35. And that doesn't seem like it's going to be that hard to do, but reclaiming that is absolutely in order. So if you can get a candle close on a higher time frame above 35, look for a punch back over 37.26. And maybe you get it rocking, dude. I'm not really sure what this is, but 50.51, and then the imbalance in between the two around 45 would be targets for you. So please upside an empty space on the floor. Okay, good identification skills. Really nice job, Sonny boy. Be proud of yourself. Being able to identify these really good setups using the system, man. It's a skill that nobody can fucking take away from you. Something that, yeah, dude, that's badass. Good job. So yeah, you are correct. It does appear that there is a trigger over $11, and I can see some empty space. And I'm going down to the 2-hour because it was kind of weird looking at it on the 24. So here's what I could see, right? Is there a downtrend here? Oh, delicious. Oh my. So yes. Clearly, you do not want to lose this floor or lose 1030. That would spell for some nasty downside. But yes, over $11, punch over 1122, floor reclaim 1145, 1160 cost basis, and then you could start targeting 1219, and that would just be its own trigger. By the way, if you are watching on here and you're asking, awesome, Sunny Boy. If you're asking and I start going over your ticker, screen record it and then go back, right? Everybody should have screen recording on their phone. It's a little weird that I'm inside of so many people's phones in so many different ways, but it's going to sound a little weird. But yeah, just record it and then write down those price. I'm giving you when I'm marking these out every time that I say I'm giving you where these targets are, and you can use these. So, all right. Moving on. Google. I'm going as fast as I can, though. Again, not compromising analysis, though, because this shit is serious. So the first weekly, and again, each time frame we're going to do. Every time I do analysis, I'm trying to do top-down analysis, especially right now since we're looking into this. You guys are going to be without me for a little bit of this week, so I want you guys to see the overall outlook. Right now, it would be absolutely necessary to get above 180. 24-hour, and that's as simple as I can make it. 24-hour, you're probably going to have some internal lower time frame battles, but it's still going to be 179 basically that you're going to have to go up and retest. And I think that could open up the door to go up and retest this box here you did on your way out, right? You can see that wick here. You did move up and retest, but you did leave empty space behind you. So that's why I'm placing that 179 target. And this is where I just don't like Google, because Google has so much structure. Not saying that it can't easily move above it, and not saying that it doesn't make it easy to get into something and set a stop loss, because if you just set a stop loss around 175, you would have floor protection and you'd be looking at 176.32 to punch back. And you would just kind of hope that you could breeze through these levels here if price action is in the right mood. To the downside, however, it looks like if you lost 170.75, you could and would more than likely go back to 168. So all right, so I'm going to tell you right now that this is one of those stocks that I would assume somebody would be looking at it a lot higher time frame. This is hot dog water for me. But in order for this to go anywhere, you would have to get back up to 15 cents, punch over 16.50, and be outside of 17.50. And that's as simple as I can make it. That's what utilizing the system that doesn't change on the 24-hour. And if you can do that, then perhaps there's a squeeze in order or something like that. I see a giant gap up there, and I see a channel here that could be operating in your favor. So maybe I don't know. One of these days, earnings is coming up, so maybe earnings surprise and you go to 28 cents. I'm not 100% sure on that one. So thank you guys for tapping to your screen. I appreciate you. Celsius up. Um, on a lower time frame, which I would be your primary focus here, yes, there is a possibility. I wouldn't mind watching this one myself. This is a good lower time frame setup only, not a higher time frame setup. So you need to punch, and I'm not really sure if that's something I want to call a box, but you need to move over $28, and I'd be aiming for the wicks at 30, right? And that'd probably be a worthwhile play in my eyes. So not bad, not bad at all. Just again, setting alerts important. Woke up so early today, had a nightmare for 2 consecutive nights, crazy nightmare. Have a good day. Damn, Ivy? What were the nightmares? Was I in them? Okay. I could definitely see this thing channeling out. Looks like we might have a bottom. So, because of where we're bouncing off, right, and the fact that we were able to kind of recover that top here, your next goal here is to get above 37.75 and punch over 41.60. And that's where we're looking for 48.21. And I mean, this doesn't have a bad setup. You would be targeting the empty space in here. And if that floor is reclaimed at 48.21, that you're looking pretty good. So, Butter, can you let me know how far back in data you go to see how far you should stretch a box? So, let me give you an example, right? This top, right, of this box is no longer relevant as a punch down or punch up, right? The price marks inside of it will still be relevant because we just simply punched through it and we left. And now we're coming back to it. But once we punch down through it, this box is now null and void, right? So anything that we've already, like, say, this box, this box goes in the trash. It's no longer relevant. Are you going to find that sometimes shit bounces or rejects off of it? Yes, because what is happening is the price action in front of it, right, is trans or molding itself around those targets and creating new ones. So last night I saw them. Oh, that's so creepy. Man, What do you see if this is Roku? I'm not sure what you're looking for in this one. Honestly, you're getting really close to a punch down, but you don't have empty space. This is one that just lacks empty space. So I run away from it. It's not anything that I would ever consider because it just doesn't have what I want. But I could see it filling up to 79.37. GOD portal is open this March. Check Schumann residence. What the hell's going on in the Philippines, Ivies? You got fucking portals and demons. Damn, do we need to move you, get you out of there? DWTX. All right, Dogwood Therapeutics. So I typically stay away from the therapeutics companies, but I can recognize that on the 24-hour, this does have empty space and had a large explosion. This could attract the attention that it needs to get back up and fill that empty space. You would have a median target of a wick at 893 and a second target at 1160. Two. So what market should I do demos in if I'm just starting? I mean, I I think there's no other. I wouldn't be doing options. Options just I know crypto has leverage and futures is protected from theta, but all the things that people whine about with options, I love. I like when options decay. I can benefit off of that if those options have decayed enough and they're in consolidation and we have empty space above me. So um, SOXL. So whatever floor I put here at 1890. Okay, I was on the money with that. So I don't really see much of a box here, but I can see structure over here to my left. And so it looks like you need 2137 to punch over, but you have stacks, right? So you would have 2270 as a first target. And then at this point, and I'm telling you this, I do know this empty space will get filled up, right? Save for the floor at 25. But you get good three bounds. I would kind of look at that to could be looking at a reversal this week. Starting to think we could see a reversal this week. We would need to see a sharp jolt to the downside, but Adobe 24. I tell you what, though, boy, that thing has a lot of empty space. You have a nice little juicy trigger up here at 5.9 or 458.36, and you have it punch back at 461.50, and that could send you flying up to the 478s. You appear to have a channel that you're operating in, right? So honestly, this could go both ways, and then there's also a box underneath you, so you could punch down. Maybe see some of that. Yeah, little inconclusive here. I would definitely look to see how you respond to 453.23 because that is when I move down here to the lower time frame. It appears the bottom box is. So they report this week. Oh man, I could see you. I'd be easily able to place a 413 target, and then easily be able to place a 480 target. So, AMD. So AMD just needs to break over 102.34 and reclaim the 103.85. But we are looking at an upside trigger over 102.32 up to that 103, punch back over 105. And maybe you could get up into this empty space, but that's what I see in the foreseeable future. IOND. Oh, wait, no. INOD. So let's start here. First off, on the weekly, you are directly on or at right the top of the box. So this is where naturally one would want your stock to bounce, right? But unfortunately, it looks like both sellers and buyers are fighting over this particular target. And you can see that buyers try to pull you back up. So most, if not all, of your analysis is going to be derived from the 4-hour time frame. You have to reclaim 48.35 and move into the 52.13. J Dunn joining the live. I just saw multiple J Dunn scamming pages while I'm on here because I know that there's a bunch of dirtbag, scumbag scammers watching me right now, ready to make profiles and probably message you offering you help. I will never do that. I'm pretty sure I'm banned from DMing people. I won't DM you. I don't have copy trading services. I won't ask you how your trading is going. I hardly fucking text people back fast enough. So, yeah, don't. I will never DM you ever, ever, not for any reason at all. You guys are getting those messages. Yeah. So the scammers who are watching, because I know you are, you're like literally everybody in the world hates you. Even like murderers to hate scammers. Like you are the worst people on this planet. And dude, your own mother probably wouldn't even hold you again, dude. That's sad. Think of all the things you could have done with your life. And now this is it. Stealing from other people because you have no talent. Damn. Damn, it probably just made you turn you into a more of a thief. That shit gonna hurt me. Could a complete beginner join with the workshop and be profitable within a month? I would never promise you that. I wouldn't. If anybody ever says that they can promise you that, no. Uh, I have seen that done. I have seen people come in and in a month, yes, but I could never promise that I don't know who you are. I don't know what your talents are, your temperament is. You could be an emotional, a super emotional person that has bad emotional regulation skills, and that's going to affect your trading. So there's some people who could, pull that off, and but I think even just asking that question, yeah, probably not. It literally, yeah, it literally depends on you, man. Okay, so I understand why somebody might want to trade this thing, but I can tell you this right now: you're in a box. If you want to go up, it's 34.68, and if you want to go down, you have a target of $30 even, and triggered to the downside. So DWA. This is definitely something that somebody maybe in a long-term hold would look into. You have a massive, massive monthly box up above you that is drawing all the volume out. 31 is the floor. The weekly floor is 31. So above 30.85 and basically $31. 33 would be your next objective to move higher. But um, yeah, limited. Hey, yo, Bill. Spotify. Yeah, just repeating because more people are in here. I will never DM you. I will never message you. I will never fucking reach out for copy trading. I will never ask you how your day is going for no reason at all on TikTok. I yeah. So have some common sense. Don't fucking get scammed, man. Nothing is that easy. That's why I have a terrible business model of trying to create independent traders, which basically sub- deletes about fucking half the population. Unfortunately, it's embedded in our DNA and want to go with what's easiest until we realize that That usually it's never that way. 542.80 needs to be reclaimed, but I wouldn't want to be outside of that 547, and that would give you a target of the bottom of this box here. But are we in a bear market? What happens during a bear market? I'm a new trader thinks. Yes, we are in a bear market as of right now. And typically, what happens is everything that happens to the upside, but in reverse. And one thing that I actually recommend, well, I do myself rather, is and some people don't like this, some people love it. I flip my chart upside down, and if you have to, so when I'm looking down, right, and now we're flipped upside down, this would basically go against where I would want to go, and if I'm short, it would be the opposite. That being said, uh, downside moves are typically faster. They're a little bit quicker, so you're going to hit targets really quickly, and securing profit is very important in seasonal downside events. So. You can flip it over, go to the little cog wheel down here in the right corner, and hit invert chart or Alt A or Alt I. Yes, NQ is open. Had a little gap down. We could be spilling, so but we left a gap up there. That's either we're gonna fucking melt, because whenever you dump like that and you leave a gap behind, typically that opens up a nice reversal, and that could be in the cards. So, but if you're gonna dump like that, then you have to keep your fucking gas pedal. I'm looking for Verizon to get over 46.31 and start moving to 48. That is what my next weekly target is. That is requires a 46.50 reclaim. So watch that price target this week. Snow so down to 142 from 158. I definitely see that in the cards. There is a intermediate price target that's going to be around 145. That could be considered an imbalance target, and that would be your next target. On Friday, you did manage to pull yourself up just barely above that floor, so you could be looking at upside retest, depending on how futures go, obviously. But you would be targeting 164 and 168.50 to the upside first. So the only way we're going to be able to nab that downside is obviously by utilizing something small underneath us, which this is all we really have. So 151.23. This is being recorded, yes. Let's have a profitable week, big bro. I am not going to be trading. I'm not going to be trading this week very much. Getting married on Saturday. It's fucking about a $45,000 wedding, so got to start prepping. Thank you, appreciate that. McDonald's coming back. Let's see McDonald's. So this is where I have to tell you guys the truth. There is I have three monitors, but so I have a weak area. My weak spot in the market is all-time highs, right? When I take something, I have one choice and one choice only, and that's to utilize the top of that literal open red candle here to my left and use that as a stop loss. But the only things that I can use are Fibonacci's, which I don't like putting indicators on my chart, and channels. So the upside potential still marks me up at 335. The 24-hour, you just exploded out of your area of consolidation. So honestly, I really can't help it. That is, just 100% honesty there. So Tesla, yeah, it's an expensive pudding. Although I did get a video of the my jeweler just finished my ring, or I think he just finished my ring and Peyton's ring. So I'll show you guys in the Discord. That's crazy. That's really gross. So let's look at Tesla. I talked about this one right now. You are very bearish, but there is a chance that you could see some reversals. Right now, nothing green happens until you close above 270, and then that's represented well on the 4-hour time frame by a box. And so right now, it's literally right here at 267.75 and a punch over 274.50. And that's where maybe you can get some upside moves cooking. I don't have my ring on. All right, I don't have my ring yet. It's up in Bluffton or Buford. I gotta go to my jeweler. I have a picture of it somewhere. No, so good. That's my ring. If you guys can't see it, there's gonna be fucking emeralds around the side of it though. All right. On a 12-hour drive down from Indianapolis to Nebraska. The fuck is in Nebraska, my guy? I forget that place even exists. So we nailed. I was really, really happy about the short that we nailed on this thing. I had contracts go deep in the money. You bounced off of the cable open over here, pulled yourself back up above 104, and so right now you're still technically bearish, but there is a reason to believe that there could be a nice. And this is for small accounts. Small accounts, you guys could potentially utilize this. You have a target of over 105.91, of 106.44, 107.10, and 107.92. Lost your ring. Damn. ATOS. Uh, oh, hey. Oh, what's up, Lori? April 11th. Oh, I've hired so much, so many people. But afterwards, yeah, we're probably gonna go to the St. Patrick's Day Festival. I don't know if you'll be there. I'm gonna try to anyway. Um, let's see. So you retested the top of the box, you dumped below it, and now so that 28.68 is going to be where you need a 24-hour candle close. Yeah, Savannah. Yeah, am I hiring? 28.70, and then I'd be aiming for 30.35. Savannah St. Patty's going to be crazy. It always is. Why is DIS good for a small account? Contracts are usually or generally decently priced. It allows you to compound. So when you're dealing with a small account, you can't afford to. I mean, it's a good for any account, but small accounts could take advantage of this. Of the Disney setup because of the contract. So the same thing, I would say the same thing for the most part on Starbucks. Although Starbucks went and legged down, but that one has a clear, over the top play as well. Starbucks would be a great trade, and the fact that it respects its floor so well, I can assume the 50. Yeah, look at the 15-minute. So punch through this box on the 15-minute for Starbucks, and you could go eat up that empty space. So. Yeah, Pope Brothers was one of us at some point. You're holding both? Okay, cool. Yeah, this could be a good upside play this week. So I hope you guys try to take advantage of that. And stop with the worry Wharton shit, where I know a lot of you guys are over analyzing stuff. Like, if the thing that gives me the confidence to take something is when I see price respecting, but I know that I can utilize, like, if you get over the top of 108, man, kick your fucking feet up and let your play fly. So, Dollar General, I think I looked at this one already. Yeah, so I don't mind this at all. I think you have an 8450 target directly above you, and that's where you could trigger a pretty nice fucking move to the upside. And on the weekly, this might take a week or two, but I would assume 103. Yeah, TX Scooter, he's fine. He never really talked. He didn't interact with people. He just learned my system, left, got good at it. And so, yeah, I don't have any problem with him, man. He's a good kid. Just put the candles in the bag, bro. I'm just kidding. How do I deal with good setups but bad spreads? I don't trade them, man. XRP, well, personally, I don't typically. I know that people. I don't use patterns, right? I have given so many examples. Head and shoulders are incomplete patterns. They are supposed to be trend reversal patterns, and you're supposed to be able to play the bottom of them. I mean, you have a head and shoulders here. NVIDIA has actually pulled this off multiple times where it'll create a perfect head and shoulders, and it'll even have that empty space. So I don't rely on those type of things ever. But with XRP, I can see where that can be seen. I can see why you see that. But in order for me to verify whether or not I can take that short, I would need to, again, use something horizontal. And so with that being said, I see a floor at 196, and inevitably, I believe you will go back down right here. I also see a channel working itself down pretty well right there. So yeah, for a downside move, this could work out quite well. I personally would probably let that fucker fly all the way down. If I was to short this, I would be, 163, 150 area. WFC. Ooh, Wells Fargo pulled itself back up. I think inevitably, like most of these stocks, you should be heading down. Now, you had a significant enough bounce to consider an upside move and consider some sideways action if not. So here's what's above you, right? You got a nice box right here. You got a floor of 72.25. If you can punch through 73.50, you got a little pocket of empty space up to 76. I just opened my account today on XNES. Oh, that's weird. But in the market, because I'm still a beginner. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. What's good, Cam? Did you just call me P. Diddy? I did, and you're waiting for an $11 punch back and a move over 11.20 to get up to 11.45. We have another box. If that punches back, maybe we can get up to 12. But that relies on the market, giving us a little bit of a reversal. So, so Tesla right now needs to be reclaiming the 267 floor and making its way up to 274.21. Nothing. The beautiful thing is you have the structure. here to basically give you the move you need. So what third party do you use to share your computer? I don't use a third party. I just use TikTok. So this actually is this is a great setup. Now, I know we missed this punch back over here, that's fine. But you got 3 bounces off the floor, so the floor is toast. If you break down below that again, downside, easy. But on the flip side, if you were to make your way up, reclaim 87.25 and punch over 90.50, 96.36, and I'm gonna set alerts on this thing. That's the only right thing to do here. You're just making shit up, no understanding of what's actually going on. John, you got me, dude. I quit, guys. Guys, even though everything we have been doing works and creates 1,000% gains, you know, we don't even TP at 100%. A large majority of my Discord are mostly independent traders. It's all fake. Fuck, John. John, god damn it, John. Did your parents really look you dead in the eyes, though, and name you fucking John Smith? They looked you dead in the eyes and named you John Smith, dude. That's the fucking names that come on, like, debit cards, like credit cards. Yeah. Raise your hand in the chat if I pay you every day to just say that you make money in here. Potter, keep making stuff up. So I can keep seeing my fake money make. Listen, Potter, don't take the bait. Listen, I nibble on the bait. I like a little bit. I like to play with the hook. You never seen that episode of SpongeBob and Patrick where they play on the hooks? That's me, dog. I kind of enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you make money doing this and you are one of the few who has a good strategy and does create independent traders, like, yeah, man, it's good. It feels good. I get a like tingly feeling from it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Potter, thanks for the fake money. Keep it up. You got it. I have the new plankton moving on right now. Go look at all the other traders on TikTok. They're trash. Wasting your time. Everyone says your real name is mine. John Johnson. Potter pays me no, yeah, Monopoly money. Yeah. All right. I'm not in BLTR, but I will if it moves. All right. Everybody be trying to use your strategy to scam people. Yeah, man. Yeah. What else do we look at? BNTX. Oh my god. What do you want out of this? Is this, yeah, that's funny. Hold on, I gotta investigate something. Appreciate that, sorry. Okay, so I don't know what your intentions are with this, but this is something that I think is better observed on the weekly, considering, I mean, and this is, you know, yes, closing below the floor, so one could look at a downside move, but you would have to go break the imbalance part of the candle and then make your way to 99. And that would be the only suitable setup I see there, so. We never asked how your treatment. All reds. John Smith, take the L, dude. Head out, man. I get that you suck at trading and you failed and you're projecting that onto us, man. Or you chose wrong and you picked some guru who fucking scammed you out of all of your money. That's not my fault, dude. You made a stupid decision. You know, go project that on somebody else. You can't hurt me. There's nothing you could say in the English fucking dictionary that could fucking take away from anything I do here. But I am enjoying this, so if you want to stick around and keep trying, you can. It makes me all hot and bothered. I personally see another trigger to the downside at 291. This is about the only spot you could muster a bounce, but that's going to be easily identified here on the lower time frame. So if you want to take advantage of that empty space, I'd be using the hourly, utilizing this box 350 floor. Cost base is 360 to go eat that up. Crypto is built on feelings. All right, now you're going schizo, dude, because nobody said anything about crypto. This is not crypto. So all right. Wait, you can hear my music? Oh shit. Damn. I thought I had Crisp on. What the fuck, Crisp? Oh man, my bad. I didn't realize. Well, this will be on YouTube, but yeah, my bad, y'all. My mic is disconnected. That's really bizarre. You guys should not. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Probably hear my kids and shit. Hold on 1 second. You're free. Oh my god. Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. I'm using the wrong. No, I know, it's fine. I just was hoping that they flag my videos on YouTube whenever I have music playing, so. Alright, anyway, let's hurry up and I'll finish, we'll do a few more and then we'll go ahead and call it a night. So we found a pretty good, I think Starbucks and Disney have decent setups. So, Coke. So you are, like I said, you've already punched that back once, so now it's just a matter of holding outside of that 71.46, but you're gonna have to basically do this analysis on the lower time frame because you have a little bit of structure up here, so look for that 72.05 and 72.31 to trigger you to the upside. What you want to avoid is any sort of channel doing something like this, but all right. BZ, Angie, hold on, Costco and Roblox. Yeah, I already did Verizon. This is all-time highs. Not all-time highs, but you have 46.60 that needs to go and break. So, Costco. Can you guys hear my kids giggling in the background? That's great. Listen to the fucking Bon Iver right now. I'm about to put you guys to sleep. Bon Iver. All right. He might be. That might be a good candidate to bounce. That's not bad. Loud. It's loud. What's loud? Yeah, it's weird. Oh, it's not weird. It's because I'm in Hold on one second. It's because I just got a new debit card, so now all of my subscriptions are expiring, and Crisp just went out. It was one of the ones. Anything altitude was telling me. Hold on. All right, that's really annoying. 2 seconds. Hold on. Two seconds. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Marcel. Cat, what the fuck? All right. Awesome, Jason. That's really cool, man. I'm glad you did. Where's my sombrero? I don't have one. All right. So let's finish this up. I was just trying to fix that, but so Costco, you're gonna have to utilize the lower time frame. I think here you did kind of push over that, but watch that wick at 966, and then you're gonna have a first target right here, and then right here. For these are just targets. Ultimately, I think the goal would be to get it up. Yeah, right up into that. I guess maybe we could look at the wick. Nah, that would be the imbalance. 990, 990. But this is a good place to be looking for or deliberating on potential reversals, channel wise and structurally. So watch for a good green candle here. 4 hour has enough. I know there are a lot of strategies, but mainly use the strapper with broadening formations. But I'm learning and will stick with this strategy because it resonates with their approach. Save it for the workshop little by little. This will be my year. Listen, Cam, I could save you money too. You don't have to buy the workshop. I mean, I don't know if you've already gone through my YouTube. Go through my YouTube, and there are certain Sunday recaps that I hold where like I'll go off on one subject for like an hour. So like I would really recommend going to my YouTube first, and make it the goal that you make money, right? Buying a product from me might not even be something that has to happen. But what can happen is if you can make money, then that's just something that you can afford if that's something you want. Thank you, Cam. Would you go lower risk on the upside trades? Yes. So upside right now is going to receive a little bit of, that's a great question. Yes. Lower time frame has to receive a little bit of caution. And sticking to your stop losses is extremely important. You cannot compromise because you'll get caught. So yes, I use TradeStation. Zoom, I think Zoom comes back down if I'm not mistaken. Well, it does actually have that curl. Pay attention to this one, maybe setting a channel in motion. Right now you had a rejection off of the floor over here to your left, but I would watch this week and see if you can get a candle close 4 hour outside of 96.62, or if you're looking at the hourly, you just got to break 77. And then there's some, potential behind that. But watch that 74.11 because you have not broken yet. So I don't even know what that means, Terp. I did look at IWM or IBM. You can look, watch this back and find that. So, all right. Okay, so. What the fuck? It's so stupid. I keep trying to upgrade this. This is CAPTCHA. I don't know what an inverse fair value gap is. Terp. I don't pay attention to any of that shit. All I know it's just too much information, and I can make more money just not paying attention to it. So I mean I'm not really sure. So. All right, we're gonna take a look at Rivian, and we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. If you're watching this later on, make sure to write down your questions for when I get back. I won't be here. I apologize for all the sounds in the background. I was unaware that my crisp was not working. So, that being said, it would appear that you're back at a box that you've already punched down below. So, I mean, this is. I'm not really sure what's being seen here. There's not a lot of structure, there is a lot of structure ahead of you. So in order for you to get anywhere, you would have to almost punch through multiple boxes in order to get where you need to go. And so you have 1130 over 1150 through 1180, and then you would have a target of a 1241. So. I usually do keep the music on, but all right, that's about it, guys. Like I said, I'll be busy this week, but remember, higher time frame setups only, and flip your charts upside down if necessary. So, but I'm gonna go. I got a bunch of shit I have to do. So, you guys have a wonderful night. If you guys do join the Discord. Just know that there's a lot of people in there that will help you honestly. So if maybe you can wait, but if you are in there, you are new. There are certain names in there that if you have a question that I trust them to give you a good answer. So. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. If you want to join the Discord, the link's in my bio. My YouTube channel, make sure to go and subscribe at Potter Stocks Trading. And this video will be posted there. Thank you guys for all the wedding wishes. I really do appreciate that a lot. So, all right, peace out. I love that. Thanks. Have a great marriage. All right, peace.